doing?
I was so tempted to say, "Sup, bitches? It's Tales of Zanzibar. Welcome back."
That would be hilarious, considering that's not the name of it.
Yeah.
Hey everybody, welcome to not what this is.
It's the name of the side series, but it's still.
Hey everyone,
hilarious.
welcome to the Legend of Zelda.
Welcome to the Hedge Fund of Zelda. Today we're looking at stocks.
What? What?
The Hedge Fund of Zelda. We're looking at stocks today.
The stocks of Zelda.
Yeah. You can't convince me that if Zelda, existed, her family, she'd totally be a trust fund kid.
She's royalty. Of course she is.
Oh my god, shit! You have the most random thoughts!
They frequently keep me awake at night.
I would imagine. I would just...
Oh, so that's what keeps you awake at night.
Well,
just stop thinking then.
See, you say that, but
and
that's not how that works.
I practice it every day.
Well, I'm not a master of the unthinking art.
Well, you wanna have expertise in everything else that exists, so why not this too?
Because I'm already a master of the overthink arts. They don't mix, fam.
Yeah, they do.
No, they don't.
Just start hybrid classing.
Are we recording?
Yes, we've been recording. It's absolutely hilarious the things that get said at the start of these videos.
Well, yeah.
Anyway.
Anyway,
recap, Liam.
I was getting to it, Shaylin. So any Methuselah Hoozela, last we left off, your targets had somehow managed to either waste, consume, or otherwise lose all of the food that they stole from you due to bad conservation and or shitty luck.
I think they burnt it.
You found out that the person basically charged with making sure you don't do anything more destructive is not nearly as stupid as they first appeared. If only completely attributed due to the fact that Nim manages to ask a question about anything, making it physically impossible to keep up any form of ruse in her presence, because she apparently would ask a broom handle for their life story if she thought it could talk.
I can animate objects, so at later levels, I will do it out of spite.
Pardon me for a second, I'm having an existential crisis.
We'll have an internal one. We have something to do now.
Yeah, sorry, fam. I'm gonna have to put a piston in that.
You hurt me, Shaylin. You hurt me.
I hurt a lot of people.
I thought we were friends.
Jokingly, I hope.
I thought we were friends.
No,
Why do you
it's
hurt
all
me?
serious.
Oh no. I have amends to make that won't be made.
So, a few hours have passed since the morning. I would say it's about anywhere from 10 to noon. So somewhere in that. Since we're doing a bit of a minor skip, and your adventures in the desert have been, albeit hot, relatively quiet, roll me perception to see what you've seen in that amount of time.
Oh goody, my best stat.
I rolled higher than Giala?
I'm flabbergasted. I'm shocked.
Hyala's not perceptive right now. Call again later.
Yeah, you rolled almost double what Hyala did dice-wise.
And Samson rolled higher than Hyala with 0 modifier. Samson's stealing that perception. You're gonna have to take those goggles from him.
My eyes work when hers don't.
Do we see any desert fruit?
So here's what you see. Y'all rolled well enough. It's exactly what everybody promised it would be. Just about everywhere you look, there's something alive, but also something that is currently in the act of dying. Interestingly enough, Simpson, you're seeing more of those moving cactuses you've seen, and they're basically, when you see them, they're either attacking sandcacklers or either one of the kinds of Zorn. The Zorn are fighting each other. What none of you have gotten a good look at is you've seen in the distance what looks like literal mounds of sand just taking things alive.
Sand.
No, like literal moving sand that is
I
taking
don't like
things
sand.
alive.
Oh, cool sand slimes.
Man, talk about sand trap.
And in the forest off distance, Nim has noticed basically massive green bulbs, and they must be massive because they look far off and seem to just sit from the ground to the sky. And you have not been close enough to one of those to figure out what it do or why it exists, but as far as you can tell, besides small cactus shrubs and even tinier creatures that at almost all points are attempting to not be where something is getting choke slammed into the ground, it's hell all around
is
you.
running wild.
But Lawrence's word has seemed to hold true. Much of the indigenous life is not paying you any mind.
Fantastic.
Cool.
But
Florence?
most of this time, Rhino is just kind of sitting there trying to keep Lily under control because she is not comfortable. Every ground slam seems to irritate
Shake
her
her?
in a frightening kind of way, and she doesn't want to be here. And the water needs of Lily have become almost a non-stop constant.
Which I'm sure Rhino is also on.
Yeah. He's feeding her maybe about every 20 minutes with a moderate stream of water. So he apparently knows what's going on. But luckily, albeit very muggy on top of Lily's back, there's almost a comfort from the humidity of your water evaporator.
Isn't that just the sun?
Humidifier, that was the word I was looking for. And as the sun has beaten down, the canopy does in fact drip water droplets back onto you. So it's almost like you're getting rained on constantly, but you get a feeling it's a lot better than being dry off of Lily. So you're damp. Explanation over. What do?
I
guess I'm just gonna... Samson's gonna sit up and he's just gonna, like, think a little bit.
What?
What? Samson think?
Nani?
Nani? Nandeska?
Nim is gonna use Mage Hand to make shapes in the water droplets.
Alright. I don't fully understand how that works, but I don't think it's so important that I need to understand how that works. What Kiala do?
She thinks about how she wants to not be here.
What, Yala doesn't want to be in the desert? That's crazy.
It's weird, right?
But I thought the desert was one of your favorable environments.
Of course, you love the desert. Come on.
I thought Kiala's thing was ice and the desert were her two environments of preference.
It's not a preference. I was just like, she needs a bunch of stat boosts there.
Fair enough. So what's Samson thinking about? What's going on in that little head of his?
Elevator music.
Just the off-the-hook dial tone.
Yeah. Printer noises.
Like functioning printer noises or like
No,
about to
fax
crash?
noises.
The AOL dial-up noises.
Yeah, exactly.
Is it weird that that whole dial-up sequence has so much nostalgia for me? Don't get me wrong, it's awful, but it was a simpler time.
So, question, just because, it really helps depend on this, this situation.
Yeah, huh?
Those knives that we got, the Atom knives,
Mm-hmm.
well, I guess I got, right?
Mm-hmm.
Since we agreed that they were supposed to be, like, specially throwing knives, I assume they're, like, flat, right?
If that's how
Like-
the throwing knife do, I am not skilled on the knowledge of throwing knives.
Yeah, like, most throwing knives are flat for, like, aerodynamic, let me see if I could find, like, a good one.
Well, while you find that, I'm going to take my first bathroom break of the session.
Okay.
I'm gonna put this in the general text just to get an idea. So it'd be kind of like those when you get a chance to look.
And that ding has reminded me that I have to throw on the Do Not Disturbance.
Undisturbed.
Undisturb.
Oh, I love that band.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're a good band. Ah, yeah, I see what you're saying. So they don't
Yeah.
really have handles. They're just
Yeah, they're kind of like, cause like we specified they'd be throwing.
they're more
throwers.
like blades as opposed to knives.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, like they function as daggers, but like
Yeah, you
They're-
could fit a handle onto them.
if I want to like makeshift one with some like leather or something like that.
Yeah, but otherwise they're basically kind of just like blank blades,
Yeah.
except they have an
Uh,
edge.
So I'm thinking.
Hang exposed. There's the combination of
Yeah.
words I was searching for.
So do I think that the heat is coming from the sand or from the sun?
Roll me an insight, I guess, or whatever would be the most.
I
Fitting.
wish to insight the sun.
Yeah, whatever would be the most
Yeah.
fitting stat. Perception.
I feel like it'd be
insight,
nature.
Investigation, nature. Yeah, there's a bunch of things that could theoretically.
I'll
fit.
roll nature. Not that I'm good at it, but
I'll leave it to.
decent.
So you get an idea that it's a little bit of both. In fact, most of a bit of both. But you can't tell if the sun is just unnaturally hot here, or if the sand is radiating heat, or if the sand's bouncing back. But you definitely know those two things play a role. You do not have the complete heat cycle, though, yet.
Hey, Rhino, I got a question for you.
And he kind of cocks his head over his shoulder. The rhino will respond.
You just did, but that's not the point. When it comes to like this desert, 'cause obviously things that aren't made to go here die. From what I've gathered by looking around. And it's so unnaturally hot. Do you know if that's the sand at work, the sun at work, or 'cause I have my own theories, but nothing concrete.
The Rhino does not have a definitive answer. However, over the course of the Rhino's life, the Rhino has placed theories and hypotheses together. It is a combination, most likely, of the sun's added energy, the sand's natural properties to radiate heat out. But there is something definitely to be said for the natural ambience of it all. The Rhino suspects magic at play, but the Rhino also does not believe that Zanzibar or another factor is willingly forcing it to be hot. Perhaps something that happened long ago, as certain fables describe an event that caused it.
Now, we're really only getting undetected because, from what Lawrence told us, is Lily's natural ability to disperse heat makes her, and in turn us, less of a target for anything that skitters along the sand.
The water bug's natural affinity for water does in fact place it in a counter-environmental niche to everything else in the desert. Zorn are capable of seeing the water bug directly. However, her inability to transmit her weight into the sand makes it hard to detect her for things that rely on tremors. Her natural coolness messes with heat vision of many of the native species. However, the golems are to be worried about, because while only looking for living heat signatures, they are smart enough to detect when things are off.
I'm just wondering how those birds those two took are faring.
Most likely, the Rhino's guess is the birds will be suffering, and if they continue to push them, they will die from exhaustion. However,
And
the
then
Rhino also
they're up Schitt's
suspects
Creek.
the Rhino also suspects that the birds may be used for other purposes if they can no longer function as travel, which would be a terrible mistake. But given that your former associates have decided to burn through all of their resources, the Rhino admittedly does not expect many high survivable situations and decisions to be made. As he kind
So
of
what
like
you're saying
gives
is
you a look.
we're on a time limit.
Yes.
If you just have a bowel movement or something.
The Rhino
Yes.
agrees that our job is certainly becoming easier. We
Your
may not
job
even
is
have.
becoming easier.
Your job. We ain't doing that.
Well, if it is to the Rhino's understanding, you do not want them to be dead. Your job is probably becoming harder.
Figures. Always figures.
Hearing this, can I do an Arcana check to see how far away Celeste is?
Sure.
No.
Damn, you're
get-
so clingy.
You, in fact, get.
Have a restraining order put on you.
You, in fact, now that you're in the desert, are having an incredibly hard time picking up any form of magic distinctly because of the vast amount of moving wildlife, the ambient natural heat that has arcane properties, and then there's the ever-present, me-he-ha-ha-ha man, who is still constantly providing some kind of compass location via Arcana.
Too many magical services in the way. Fuck.
So, yeah, basically the waters are incredibly muddy.
Alright.
Water.
Muddy.
Desert.
Is.
Anyway, what else does Rhino say?
That was it.
Ah.
He conceded the point to Samson that because Samson's gunning for neither of them to end up dead,
Yeah.
at this point they're kind of making his job more difficult by sheer virtue of being them.
As always.
Fair enough.
So, Nim,
The more things change, the more they stay the same.
since the Arcana kind of flopped. So, Nim isn't using prestidigitation on Samson, right?
Mm-hmm.
I believe
Alright.
last we left off, you have it on Hyala, Nim, and I can't fully recall whether or not you used the last charge on Samson.
Well, it wouldn't do much for me because I have the armor on.
Oh yeah, that's right, you didn't. So you have like
Yeah.
one charge, which is why I think you were able to use Mage Hand, because that's a concentration also.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, prestidigitation
Right,
isn't
she
a
has
concentration.
She just has three ability. She just has the ability to keep three separate prestidigitations up at once.
Bingo.
Yeah.
Right.
So, I'm gonna dismiss Major Hand.
Goodbye, Major
And then-
Hand.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna use my last charge of prestidigitation to make a little wooden trinket. And then Nim is gonna hand it to Hyala.
Y'all
Oh,
look at it.
context. So Nim will
She's
go.
just like, She doesn't
Here.
take it, she just stares at it as
Have
it's
a
being
speck
pulled
of
out, like,
wood.
Okay, so Nim goes, I don't know if you're like angry or something, but I read in a book that sometimes breaking things are better, so I made you this wooden trinket so you could break it.
I see. And she just kind of keeps looking at it. So how big is this thing? Is
It's
it like
like-
crushing your palm breakable or like
Persona!
No, it's
Wait, how
Samson's
big are
unbreakable.
Hyala's hands, first of all? Because it's like,
Decently big?
it's like a little wooden idol, so think about the Christmas topper size.
I'm prone, so throwing it at me would be a disadvantage.
It was an example. And or for when you sit up.
Also, Christmas
It's
toppers
like-
can be quite big.
It's like the size, it's the length of Nim's head.
It's
Let's
just
go
a
with that.
shuriken, actually.
How long is Nim's head?
Whatever
know,
you
about,
imagine
like,
it to be.
Yeah,
Oh,
puts her
yeah,
hand
by
up to Nim's
20
head to
by
see if she's
5.
2
capable
foot
of
body and a
crushing it.
20-foot length head. Got it. Bobblehead Nim.
Hey Arnold looking ass.
Nim's just got this really big head. I'm just imagining like sad.
2-foot body.
I'm imagining the sad Nim thing Shay drew. So Nim's
Drawn.
just got this like really
Drawn.
cute, really like rounded features head, but it's just way too big for her body.
That's hilarious.
Can we just call it like a foot tall, foot long?
Yeah.
Yeah. $5. Yeah, we'll call it that for simplicity's purposes.
$5 foot long.
$5 foot long idol.
I guess eventually she'll take it and then just kind of gnaw at a corner.
That works. I don't know why, but I expect you to like first snap its head, make sure it's dead.
You should flavor it too while you're at it.
I can't, that's my last charge.
Shoot away.
Damn, she could have flavored it to smell and taste like the plant.
No, Nim has no idea what that tastes like. I don't know if she could.
Yeah, you do. You ate the candy.
Oh, you're right, but like, that wouldn't have the same effect on Nim as it would Hyala.
Well, yeah, but you gave the idol to Hyala for Hyala's uses, so.
Well, yes, I'm also out of charges, so.
Yes, so. Anyway, obtain wooden idol.
Hmm? Interesting.
Interesting.
This tastes like shit.
Very.
Oh no. I was looking at my email. Sorry.
Oh, this trinket can check my email.
What is email?
What is an email?
My S-mail.
My snail mail.
No, it's spider mail.
Spider-Man. Spider-Man.
It's spider time. It's spider time. Gather all around. It's spider time.
The only time you'll ever get mail. Anyway, so Nim says, I hope you feel better soon. And then she sits back down.
Woohoo!
Nim, the true heart of the party.
Ah.
Aha!
Well, what do you mean the true heart? Samson's the face, Nim's the heart, Hyala's the muscle.
Yeah. Hyala's the knives attached to her hands.
Hyala's the Wolverine of the
Unstable
party.
knives.
No, that reminds me of that meme. Fuck, let me see if I can find it. You guys continue with whatever happened.
Samson's thinking that if he ties those flat knives to the bottom of his shoes, can he walk on the desert sand without issues?
Oh.
Well,
man.
Samson can be thinking that. There is no restriction on thinking, I thought.
That's what he's thinking currently. Whether or not he gets to test it. Oh
What
my
does that
god.
18 mean? What does that 18 mean?
Oh my god.
Florida, we went over this.
I just realized.
What?
I'm scared of something completely different.
Oh, do
What?
share. And if-
Bella's barefoot, isn't she?
You know,
Because-
maybe a little bit.
Yeah, because that walking on sand.
Yeah, but we
You
have
all start to smell meat when Yala gets up.
we have extra cloth for a reason.
You smell burning fur.
Like, Hyala's just walking, and it's like, do you guys smell something? And it's just the bottom fur on her paws just is singeing and melting. that oh so lovely burning keratin smell that distinctly smells like rotting corpses and death incarnate.
Bleh.
Yeah, indeed. Is the right terminology, or the right onomatopoeia for that. So yeah, Samson has a thought. Here comes
Yep.
the thought. Take a moment.
Well, that's everything.
Nim, you do anything?
Alright,
Ah,
my notes were
pathetic.
blocking my microphone, and so I wasn't coming out. Can I, once again, try for an Arcana check?
You can, but it's gonna be a disadvantage because the waters have been muddied. So you attempt, I guess, again to reach out for Celeste,
Yeah. See how far away she is.
and you still find the waters to be murky and muddied, though you're trying more to focus on living creatures and try and suss out some of the noise, but
Stuff.
you still do not get the result you desire.
Is there anything concerning that Nim sees in these waters?
The waters are a metaphor.
Well, I mean, I know, but, like, is there anything concerning? Like,
That
not
she can see
Zantax.
metaphorical water.
Nim knows what Zantax's magical signature is. Is there a magical signature that's, like, really strong that Nim hasn't seen before that she should be concerned about?
I mean, no, nothing that would jump out at you.
Okay, that's fine.
Is,
Taking into
is
the account that you're literally
Yala picking up on the fact that Nim is like looking around with magic.
Does Arcana checks normally come with somatic components or verbal components, or?
I guess it would depend on how long it takes.
Yeah. I just set up a ritual in the back.
Celeste, please come through. Oh, buddy friend, I trusted you.
No, so in my mind's eye, it's like when Aang meditates, like that pose.
Yeah, I imagine it was something pretty just like meditation, focusing, not really like, I smell Eladrin.
Oh no, Nim's quiet for once. What's happening?
That would be a good way to get your answer. Does Nim being quiet and not asking questions or doing something kind of silly alarm Hyala enough to be like, what you doing? Well, go on.
No.
Well, then I guess you have your answer.
Alright.
I was like, I'm not poking that bear.
You know, I was like, I don't want to talk if I don't have to. This is not talking time. This is being angry time. Well then. Does Samson come to any more of a conclusion about his idea?
He's still thinking about it, but it seems like a maybe.
This definitely seems like a KVD idea you're cooking up, and I find it really funny.
By time it anti-magic, knives to my shoes. I should be able to step on the sand with no issue.
Samson's just like, wait a minute. This sounds like one of them crackpot schemes those KV dolts come up with. What's happening to me? I hate this desert. Get me out of here.
Desperate times come for desperate measures.
I just hope they never find out I came up with one of these. They'll never leave me alone. Oh. Well then, if everybody's at a stall, we'll test your luck again. Alright, carry on.
There's no carrying on. We're in the middle of the desert and there's nothing to do.
Oh, how is Hyala liking that chew toy?
Did we confirm it's a
I feel
chew toy?
I mean, that's the means by which she's using it. She probably stopped chewing it at some point and is just kind of holding it now. She'll wipe off the part she was gnawing on.
I mean, it's a magic construct. Like, feel free to, like, destroy it if you want. Nim won't feel bad.
I really want to. She's like, it's just a piece of wood. What's the point?
If you have specific requests, Nims can try. Would you like it in the shape of a Zanzibarian?
All of them?
I said of
Just
a
make them in the
Zanzibarian.
shape of Zanzibar Island.
DM, can I do that?
Make this 1 foot thing look like the island of Zanzibar?
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
So, Nim, we'll walk over to Hyala and be like, well, Nim doesn't know you hate Zanzibar, so...
No, she does not.
Nim's gonna be
What
like...
do you hate most in this world?
Is there anything I could make it look like that you particularly hate? I know it's a long list.
Yeah.
Ellen just looks at Nim.
She's like, is there a shape that'd be, No, actually what she's gonna ask is like, do you not like the wood? Do you want a different material? I can do different materials.
You should get some new material.
I didn't want to hand her a glass ball, okay?
Why not?
Yeah, you don't know.
That's
Maybe
satisfying,
tabaxis
right?
can eat glass.
Crunch.
Yella just like yeets it at the nearest animal and bludgeons it. Then we'll go, like, list off, like, I believe some of the trinkets, there's, like, glass, porcelain, wood, obviously, stone, and, like, shapes you could do. There's a really long list, which is why it can be really vague.
Kel will just be like, this is fine. And she'll look at it for a minute and think. And then, throw it up in the air, draw her sword, and attempt to slash it to bits before it hits the ground.
Does she?
Sorry, say that again?
She threw the thing up in the air and drew her rapier and is gonna try and just, like, stabby stab.
Roll me performance? I guess?
Haha! Okay.
Yeah, you make a few contact cuts in it. You don't slice and dice it back into sawdust, but... She...
Claps, very impressed. And then she asked, would you like to do it again?
Hella will just shake her head. Because for her that was profoundly unsatisfying.
So, Nim asks, do you feel better?
Sure?
How's your face?
What?
You punched yourself this morning, remember?
Oh, right. And she seems to have genuinely forgotten that fact.
I'm very fluffy, so I didn't really feel it.
No, she'll just be like, "It's
Cats
fine."
aren't much for punching, if you haven't realized.
Yeah, we mostly slash. Maybe I should try that.
Sorry, repeat that. I was setting something aside.
Oh, no, I don't think it was actually said. I was just joking.
Oh, okay. So Nim's like, I'm glad you're not hurt.
I certainly hope it would take more than that to harm me.
But you're, like, so strong. I assume your punches hurt, and it looked like it hurt. Also, Nim made, like, a arm flex movement when she said strong. It's not important. Just thought I should say that. You've got the muscles.
You've got the muscles!
You've got muscles!
Muscles for days.
Muscles for days, let's go!
She has 3 muscles.
Wow.
An arm, a leg, and a tail muscle, and that is all of the muscles Yellow owns.
She's a tripod.
She's a Zor! Get
Oh
her!
no. And then Kella turns into a Zor.
Oh no.
A
That's
fluffy
what's
Zorn!
That's how you make those fuzzy teacups, is by becoming a fuzzy
Oh
Zor.
God, no! Oh, so while all this is going on, what does Samsung do?
He's not doing much. There's very little to do.
Do you want something to do? I could give you something to do.
I want to get to something to do.
Oh, okay.
He's got no more inventory to keep track of.
Yeah.
All his guns are loaded. All his weapons are sheathed and fine. And he's, like, sweating his ass off.
What, you don't feel like doing push-ups in this kind of weather?
Want some fruit leather? Eat some fruit leather.
Shoves fruit
He
leather.
might take some fruit leather.
Yeah. Come over here, we'll all share some fruit leather.
Samson rolls over.
Eat the fruit leather?
I eat the fruit leather.
Should Nim try to patch him with Zantax?
No.
You can do that if you want.
I have nothing to ask. It was more of a joke question.
Patch me through to Zuntux.
Oh, so Nim is actually gonna tell Kiala about yesterday how Samson talked to Zantax.
Why?
I wanted answers.
And he gave
Did you get
none.
them?
Nah, he just kind of speaks in riddles and a bunch of bull.
Of course.
What happened? No! Uh-oh. That's not good. Hello?
Oh,
Hi, I got disconnected.
Ah,
Me
so
too.
Discord died.
yeah.
Oh,
Did it?
Apparently, if everybody got disconnected.
I didn't.
Well,
Well,
aren't
I
you
just
special?
stopped hearing Rhythm Bot, and I'm like, huh. And then
Fred-
everyone's like, I got disconnected. I'm like,
Fredbo choke, Jade choke, I choke, Nim choke. I guess
I
Eddie,
am
you're
the
special
only
one.
universal constant.
Well, congratulations, you're
Discord.
Zanzibar now.
Marvel has trouble leaving. Marvel has trouble leaving Discord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You are. You have struggles leaving Discord. All I can do is stay.
I have trouble accessing Discord. Let's be honest.
I could.
So yeah, you were
Could
about
you?
to come up in a kumbaya puddle and share some fruit leather.
Yeah, I could cast Zone of Truth and we could play Truth or Dare.
Would Kyla? Yeah. Would Kyla actually know that game?
No.
And play Truth or Dare with Zanzibar.
The game
Have
she
you-
plays is tell me the truth or I'll rip your throat out.
Truth
The
or
truth
die.
is
Which
whatever
it?
I want it to be.
Also, don't waste your spell slots.
Yeah.
Rhino, you know if this place gets any cooler at night?
You just hear subtle snickering from Rhino. The Rhino can confirm it stays always this hot.
That's
Which
bullshit.
technically means it's not the sun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I'm about to like. If it's this, if the heat doesn't change when the sun is not there for hours on end, then I don't think it's really the sun that helps it be hot.
Yeah. Him's like, but that doesn't make any sense.
How so?
Is it can?
The Rhino's like, how so?
Nim explains how science works.
Part of it plus the rest of it equals all of it, so if you get rid of part of it,
One, you
and
can't
the
have.
rest of it is all still there, then that part of it was not actually part of it.
And this is why the Rhino concludes that there must be magic at work. Because normally, you are right. The sun heats up the sand releases heat, and at night without the sun, everything cools down. The Rhino theorizes that it's possible that the sun heats the ambient atmosphere, which causes the heat to continuously be this hot, all year round, no matter how many decades pass. And the sand contributes to that by storing the heat during the daytime, making walking nearly impossible. But
Now, if
Rhino
there's
is
some
no
magical razzmatazz at the work, I want to run an idea by you, see how it goes.
Yes.
I got these atom daggers, and they, help negate some things with magic. In fact, they're helping keep me just a little bit cooler than normal. If I were to put these things at the bottom of my shoes, do you think I still have a problem walking on the sand?
No, you would not. However, you getting attacked by something is definitely a high possibility. But if you're bored and want to fight something, the rhino does not predict a high chance of things going so bad that you will die.
Well, what I'm thinking is that considering the possibilities you predicted about what's going on with our targets, there's a big chance that we're gonna have to intercept them in the desert, which means we gotta get walking on this at some point.
I almost said, do we have to?
Well, some of us do.
Ha!
And you'll see Rhino think for a second, and he'll say, "Very good work, Mr. Merrymaker. The Rhino did not fully consider that, as the Rhino has heat insulation packed in," as he kind of slaps his armor. "The Rhino was not considering the fact that your feet are not protected."
It's barefoot.
Yeah, this one doesn't even have shoes.
And Rhino will look at Hyala's feet. "Ah, so this is the case."
He's so funny if y'all said, don't look at my shoes and my feet, you freak.
That's what I was thinking on the inside.
Toes!
Should have lived without hearing that, but whatever.
Yeah, you brought it up. Blame
I guess
yourself.
Right,
One
I
was
prefer the
funny.
Listen,
foot
One-
guy.
I bring up a concern, and you go and run with it into like the pervert end zone. So I am not I am not blaming
did-
myself.
I did not. Shaylin, however.
Did no such thing. I made a joke.
Well, you got two people saying yes and one people going, "I made a joke." So, therefore,
Bite me. Anyway, Yala's.
did you say bite me
Lack
or
of
fight
shoes.
me?
We'll leave it up for debate.
Oh.
Yala's lack of shoes. What do?
Oh no, is Hyala willing to wear shoes?
Oh, Nim, just
Sure.
conjure up a pair of shoes.
Create
Press the
an
digit your
object,
shoes.
actually.
Can it create clothing with prestidigitation?
If you say I can, but I will
I
post
doubt
what
it.
the spell says.
If the spell does not say that you can, then you cannot. This thing's already too useful. I see why Eddie firmly plants the idea that every single magic caster capable should take prestidigitation.
It's a fantastic spell.
It's
Yeah.
a utility spell for a reason.
It's a
It's
utility
fantastic
spell for everything.
It's so fun to use.
So, unless... Okay, so, one of the trinket objects could actually be, theoretically, a pair of boots. A trinket is just an object of value to you.
I'm just imagining they're like tiny little kid booties, like that you give to a baby. It's like, well, this won't work.
They're just Kuno-sized shoes. It's like, do these work? It's like, maybe for my child.
One
Do
of
I
my
look
toes.
like a child to you? But, yeah, Nim could possibly, but I'll leave that up to you, Lordo.
I'm gonna say no. Because if clothing is now a trinket, then where does the word trinket stop?
Nim
Have you
summons
looked
a
at the
Glock.
trinket list? Have
I
you looked at the trinket list? There's like 400 items on there, and they are a wide range.
In fact, one of them is a wide range for raising animal on. It's weird.
Oh my god, I hate the word trinket now. Anyway, new list of things to dislike.
Trinkets.
I'm trying to think of what to do about Hyala's bare feet.
We have extra cloth.
The perfect skipping stone.
Oh, well, yeah, you're right. You have extra cloth. Can't you makeshift something for out of it?
Yeah, just wrap something around her feet.
Yeah.
Samson's the one who's got it. All the
Yeah, I do
Silver
have some
scraps of
cloth
cloth.
left.
Yeah, just
So,
put
yeah,
knives
I'll-
on her feet.
The knives are for my feet.
I
Stab
thought
the
you had
knife.
like 5.
Yeah, they're all for his feet. Don't you understand?
all five of his
That's
feet.
3.
Ah.
So unless we're doing a 3-legged race, which I have the rope for.
Let's go.
So does Samson just like hand Gala a bunch of loose cloth?
I'm thinking about it. I do not have like any weaver's tools or anything. Can I can him summon some weaver's tools? And I channel the Varation in me to make something?
Mm. Nice try, but I'm gonna say no to that.
The
I
pieces
can't
aren't big enough
say.
to just wrap.
I mean, they would be, yeah. But
Then-
like, a wrap like that without anything to fasten it would just come undone the second you go to do something. Like, walk 30
Tie it or
feet in
tuck
6
it,
seconds.
or
Tuck it,
Not
tie it,
just
bop
wrap
it,
it.
twist it.
yeah, tie it, tuck it, twist it, bop it.
I'll be right back, my food is here.
Okay.
You and your needing to eat.
God, him and his needing to eat. No,
I'm actually getting hungry myself.
While he needs to eat, I'm gonna go use the bathroom.
Well, I'm gonna go make chicken. I
I'll
will
be
carry
here.
my
Wait, how
Computer
long are
with
you
me,
gonna be
so I
gone
can-
making the chicken?
Oh, I'm carrying my laptop.
Oh, okay, so you'll still
Also,
be...
it's crappy microwave chicken, so
Ah.
we're on a field trip.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Hello.
I got me from Chinese food.
Ooh,
Oh.
nice.
Eat
Welcome
the
back from
dacky
China.
mass. Alright, so did we ever decide on Kiala's wee booties?
I feel like that's where you guys are going, but
Yep.
you didn't
Would-
provide a solution for how to tie them. Also, side note, did you get Chalfon?
No.
What?
I got
Cowboy.
Mayfun.
You got what?
I got Mayfun.
Ooh.
What's that?
It's these really, really thin noodles. And they're cooked in curry sauce. So, big old curry whiff from the get-go.
That sounds delicious, and now I really want some Chalfon. Why? Because fried rice is absolutely banging.
Agreed. Mmm, it's good.
Minutes.
Want to share?
Sure, come over.
Hey, yo, I'll be right back then. Where are my keys? No, seriously, where are my keys?
Oh.
Don't DM and drive.
DM and drive. I don't even have to do that. I'll literally just walk to his house. I'll literally be on the other end in like 5 minutes.
It's too long.
So, Mr. Item Man, ideas on how to wrap her feet.
I know. We'll cut them off and just put the knives in as peg leg.
Sounds like a plan.
Now you're a pirate too. Yeah.
I don't want to be a pirate. I hate the pirates.
I hate the pirates. A pirate's life is not for me.
Actually, if Kala ends up not being able to like wrap it properly, don't we still have a bit of rope?
We do.
Yeah, so you could just tie it.
This entire time, Rhino is kind of like staring at you all as you scratch your heads, trying to figure out how to do things. Samson just sitting there, like holding cloth in his hand, just like weighing.
Well, no,
it back
I didn't get to any of the material yet. I was like, because Simpson's like, these should be proper shoes.
Okay,
So,
fair.
I figure all of this has been like out of character, us trying to figure it out, and then
Yeah.
Fair enough. I was kind of hoping.
Yeah, I
that
mean,
it was
Kel
in
was just gonna
character,
grab it and tie it as tightly as possible.
so I could help you guys along, but
well, I mean, if he's got a suggestion after we said Cal's barefoot, that's fine.
He's from Zanzibar. He's not gonna help us unless we ask.
Damn. Got him.
Rhino, you got extra shoes?
Rhino does not have extra shoes. Do you need help?
Ah, we got this.
Do we got this? We haven't got a lot.
So he'll
Simpson's just gonna like. Simpson is going to take 2 feet from his rope and cut them up into like a foot thing each, like a foot of rope each, and hand Yala just some of like the canvas. It's like, here, you can make do with this, right?
Sure. She'll do what she do.
You're gonna tie up your feet and... Are you doing it now, or are you just gonna wait until you start walking?
I mean, might as well have it ready in case something happens and we need to be on the ground.
It also gives her time to adjust to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you always gotta break in new shoes.
I just realized Yala's just gonna be like walking around Lily, and she's gonna be doing that cat thing where she just wiggles, it lifts up her foot and wiggles it, just completely subconsciously, just like, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, this food's so good.
I'm jealous.
I'm glad.
Too.
I'm happy that you're happy.
Good. That doesn't seem to happen to me very often.
Oh.
It certainly happens every birthday.
True. Ooh. Oh, this food's a treat to the senses.
And I could tell you how you could be happy more often. It's very easy. You just have to hang out with me more, obviously. Obvi.
You guys want to hear the sentence I wrote?
Sure.
Chala gets makeshift shoes. Hoggers.
Nice.
Hoggerino.
Can I get a Komodo? Can I get a Komodo hype?
Well, considering that only one of us has that emo.
So yeah. Yala, you wrap up your feet. How feel?
Different. But, you know, it's not like she's never worn something over her feet before.
Oh, well, okay. Did not have confirmation on that.
Sure, she's had to cover them for, like, long walks on frozen land.
Yeah. That's how you get frostbite. Otherwise.
When you get frostbite, just bite back.
Well, I'd imagine that her paw pads would have excess fur for the purposes of walking and insulation.
Like,
Yeah,
even
but
then, you should still protect your feet.
Yeah, there's only so much that you want to
Expose them to.
deal with it.
Yeah. Samson, you want to roll me a perception?
Oh, goody.
Why just Sam?
Fun.
You can roll me a perception too if you so desire. So desperately desire.
Yeah, I like being included.
Can you, in fact, give me help on mine instead?
Yeah, I'll like help you see better. Don't know how that works.
Well, you already rolled the roll, so you both managed to get perfect 12s. So you look up, and in the heat of the desert, You
the
see,
heat of the moment.
yeah, you see Rhino also looking, and there at first looks to be a cactus.
I thought you were going to say we see Rhino.
You see Rhino in the desert, standing there, but also next to you. Wow.
Nimue.
Wow, there are 2 rhinos.
And then everything explodes and everyone dies.
Cool.
Because reality ceases to exist. Roll new characters. No. Bullshit
Alright.
aside. Well, I know that doesn't affect you because you've got like 7 characters lined up at all times.
Mm-hmm.
Literally ready to fire those things out like Beyblades.
Just 7?
You think it's only
Ladies and gentlemen, the professional D&D player.
I wish this was my profession.
I wish it was your profession too. That'd be sick.
That'd be awesome.
Sounds lit. The cactus. What about it?
But it is moving. And it is coming towards you. And as you see, as your paths start to cross, that it is almost bug-like. But still very much looks like a plant. What do?
Rhino, you know what the hell this thing is?
The rhino knows that to be trouble. With any luck, it is already fed and won't bother us.
Which means it's going to bother us.
Yeah.
That's Yalla's inner thought.
Well, now you jinxed it. I'm joking.
Luck? In Zanzibar?
Luck? In Zanzibar? So,
What? In Zanzibar?
and there's his answer to you.
What happens if it comes over here?
The best possible solution? Cave its head in.
I assume since it's like in this really hot desert, it's not weak to fire since it's a plant.
And Rhino just looks at you and he just gives you a thin lip, head shake. Just, Not.
Alright.
No. Alright, let me double check that.